What is up, y'all? Welcome, 6 Feet Under. One of the biggest struggles I see beginning lifters make is exercise selection. There's a million different things that you guys can be doing to attack weaknesses in any area of your body. The problem is knowing what those exercises or those movements are. So most beginning lifters or beginning to intermediate lifters, the best accessory for a press is more pressing, but we have to vary that pressing. You have to vary the way that you approach the work to the body. The best way, the easiest way to do that with a barbell is just to vary your grip. So let's say your bench grip is right here. There's going to be rings on every barbell, rings and knurling. That really rough stuff that's on the bar is going to end in a certain spot. So find the rings, whatever your regular bench grip is, and just vary your grip on your accessory set. So you're going to do your main work on your bench, and then right after that is what we call supplemental work, and it usually mimics the same movement. But again, the best supplemental or accessory work for your main pressing movement is more pressing, especially for beginning lifters. So when I say vary your grip, this is what I mean. Let's say this is your regular grip, your standard grip. The best grip variation is close grip. We want that grip to be in close. You can see this is my regular grip here. And all I'm going to do for my accessory movements is move my hand into a close grip position. This is not a close grip press. Do not get your hands way in here. That puts a lot more stress on your elbows and your shoulder joints. We don't want them too close in. We want free movement of that shoulder joint. So we want your hands to be right around shoulder width apart. So we're going to move our grip in. We're going to grab a close grip bench, and we're going to do that bench we're going to try to do it the same way we do our main work. Everything tight together, and we're going to press up like this. The reason why that's one of the best variations for you to do is because it engages a lot more triceps, and the biggest mover in your bench is your triceps. We're going to hit our triceps pretty hard. Show you some more movements out there. But you don't have to just stick with close and your regular. You do a medium grip. Find out where a nice medium grip is in here. Use your thumb joints or finger joints as measuring tools. And you can see I'm going to put my first thumb joint here, and I'm going to grab this. This is now my medium grip. All of these things have a place. They hit your body differently. They work different parts of the movement patterns, and they're all going to add to your strength in your regular press. Okay, so we're done with our pressing. We got our main movement in. If we chose a variation for an accessory, cool. But remember, that's not all there is to pressing. We got to choose a couple of more things. So keep this in mind whenever you're trying to think of a way to keep your workout going. The biggest mover in the bench press is right here. You have to have big, strong triceps to press big weight. It's a must, okay? So all we're going to do is go through a few simple items showing you how to build that strength up in your tricep. Now, what we're going to do is use things that are readily available in most home gyms and most commercial gyms, but it's going to keep everything kind of simple. I'm going to go through just a few movements after your pressing movement to showcase how you're going to build up those strong triceps. One of the best ways to build up tremendous tricep strength is through dips. If you can't do a regular dip, there are ways to vary this exercise as well by the use of a bench, a chair, things like that. Do what you can with what you have. The importance here is to get the movement correct. One of the biggest mistakes I see beginning lifters make is by doing this. That is not a dip. And that, if you weigh 300 pounds like I do, puts a lot of stress and pressure on your shoulder joint right here and down into your bicep tendons. You must make sure that you are mimicking your pressing movement, which means elbow extension and flexion. Okay, so this is the way your dip should look. minimal upper body movement, all of the force coming from the tricep. It might take some practice, but practice makes perfect. And the goal is to get your bench stronger. Dips are one of the best ways to do it. So here's another triceps exercise for you that you can use real minimal equipment. We're just going to be using some 10-pound plates here. When choosing your triceps exercises, your tricep movements, focus on movements that involve extension. We want extension and some way of powering through a full lockout. That's what's going to build right here, that medial head of the tricep, which is where your bench power comes from. If you get stuck, always know that YouTube is one of your best friends. If you don't know where else to go, what movement to try next, just put into YouTube tricep movements, and then you'll be able to see full explanations on how to do pretty much anything out there. Another really great resource is Elite FTS. They have videos that detail all of the best movements for you. But right now, again, we're just going to go through and I'm going to show you one more triceps variation using just little 10-pound plates. Okay, most plates that you're going to find have handles on them. If they don't, you can even grab them by the sides. These are light enough that you can grab by the sides and just power through. But for the sake of this, we're going to use the handle. And all we're going to do is slowly and controlled lower this weight till I can't go anymore, and then extend back out. Things like this are great because they also work your grip. Your grip is a huge factor in your bench, and it's one most people don't pay attention to. But these allow you to build up this area right here while getting a full extension and help your lockout. Here's another great triceps exercise. Normally, this is one that I use to finish my tricep work. I do these for kind of high reps. They're a body weight exercise, but again, they build that lockout strength and they mimic my pressing movements. All you need to do is set up your bar and your J hooks. That's what these are called, or J hooks. They were probably already there for your pressing movement. But all you're going to do is go in, find a nice close grip variation on the bar. So the same place we're using our close grip bench, you're going to end up doing a plank up top and just extend, just like a reverse skull crusher. To the bar, and then press out. To the bar, press out. One of the reasons why I like this movement for beginners is because it's really easy to modify according to strength levels. If you can't do these where this bar is sitting right now, all you have to do is raise the J hook up. The higher this bar is, the easier it's going to be to get your reps in. If this is too easy for you, all you have to do is lower the J hooks. The lower this bar is, the harder it's going to be to get your reps in. So modify these according to your strength levels while trying to keep that intensity level up to make sure you're getting enough work. These are really good for building up tricep strength. Moving on. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to a different part of our body. We got in our tricep work. Now remember, we don't need to go crazy with our tricep work. We don't need to make a full workout of it because we get plenty of tricep volume if we're pressing correctly. Plus, if you're choosing one of those grip variations, especially the close grip bench, we can consider that part of your tricep work. So only pick 1, 2, maybe 3 movements out of your tricep. If you're feeling good and you're feeling strong, you can go a full hour with it. One of the biggest misconceptions in bench pressing is that your back has nothing to do with it. Your back is a huge factor in your press strength. So when it comes to back work, do your hardest work first. The things that you're weakest at, that you need the most attention paid to. For most everybody in the world, that's pull-ups. Pull-ups are the best lat builder, that's this muscle right here, in the world. And your lats are important for your bench because that's what keeps everything stable. When you pull the bench out of the rack and you're up here, if you're shaking and doing
all this stuff and just feel really weak, it's probably because you have weak lats. So we need to do a lot of back work, build that area up. And the best way to do that is pull-ups. The general pull-ups, you can do them anywhere. Everybody knows how to do them. You get yourself all the way up, let yourself all the way back down. One of the best strength builders for your back is just a simple bent over row. But again, most beginning to intermediate lifters are doing the movement incorrectly. You can vary this movement the same way you do a bench grip, close grip, medium grip. It all depends on where your weak areas are. The biggest mistake people make here is not keeping their upper body, not keeping braced hard enough or braced correctly. So we're going to bend over. We're not going way out here. We're not flaring our elbows. We're mimicking our press. So we want to kind of keep our elbows in and we're pulling. Try to remember to pull with your elbow. You're coming up. The bar is going to be brought up to about upper stomach level, not way up here on the chest, not way down here, just about upper stomach level. If you're doing heavy bent over rows, you're probably going to be standing up a little bit higher than normal because you have to counter the weight. But anyway, we're going to use our regular bench grip. And I like to stand up just to set myself. And then I bend over just like I'm doing a deadlift down to about my knee area. So we want to explode up. All of our movements are going to be designed to try to build up strength. We want to kind of explode up and pull up, but I always like to hold my back movements, especially bent over rows. I like to hold them at the top, contract those muscles, making sure we're putting everything, making sure we're getting everything to work correctly. Up next, we're going to do what's called Meadows rows. All we're going to do is place the end of our barbell up against the wall. We have a nice little pocket here. You can put them in a corner, put the bar in a corner, if you're at a gym, put a gym towel around the end so you're not scratching up the wall or whatever it is they have. But how this works is the friction of the bar is being pushed up against the wall. What you're going to do is you're going to straddle the bar over here, one hand on your knee, you grab this end of the bar, and you're just going to row up. And you do that on both sides. Even amount of reps on both sides. Okay, we have one more movement for you with just the barbell, one more back movement. It's called inverted rows. I really like these again for beginners because it's easy to modify. Simply moving your feet in or out on the bottom, moving the bar up or down will dictate the difficulty of this movement. But it's simply a matter of getting underneath the bar, taking our bench grip, and pulling ourselves up to the bar. Finally, at the very end of our workout, what we're going to do is we're going to do some really high rep movements for our rear delts and our upper back. This area is responsible not only for pressing, but also for squatting. For pressing, we need a strong, big upper back because it's the foundation of what we press against. For squatting, we need big rear delts to set the bar down, but because our shoulders are pulled back, they have to be really healthy. And one of the best ways to make your shoulders healthy is to build them up, get some blood flowing in there, make them strong, make them resistant. So today we're going to use the same weights that we use for our tricep extensions, and we're just going to do some reverse flies. Now, we don't want our body flopping all over the place. We want to kind of mimic the same bracing and form factor that we were using for our bent over rows. So we're going to bend over, braced up top, and we're just going to, that's it. Got to make sure we're contracting and squeezing the top of those shoulders and the upper back all the way up. Now you're not going to be able to use heavy weight with these. We want them light because we want to get a lot of reps. You should be doing anywhere from 20 to 30 reps, upwards of 50 to 100 total if you can. The idea is to get blood flowing, to engorge those muscles with blood. All of this, everything we do, the main focus should always be how we're making our main lifts better.